All right, welcome to another episode of our little mini series, the One Shot Podcast. And in episode 2, we're joined by a good friend of ours that plays soccer at Eagles Landing High School. And why don't you introduce yourself, because I don't want to butcher your last name in any way.
I'm weak. My name is Roddy Ndombou, class of 22. Play soccer at Eagles Landing High School. Not committed yet, but very soon. Very soon.
Okay, cool. So we're just going to ask you some questions just about pretty much your game in high school and how you think that'll transfer to the next level, stuff like that. Just asking you some general questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so I'll start with my question, or my first question. So obviously, the team this year, or I'll say for the last 2 years, to my understanding, wasn't the greatest. It could have been better, at least our school team. So what do you think? What do you think held the team back from being as good as it could have been?
I just feel like not everybody was on the same page. Like, I'd show up to practice every day, ready to work, giving it 100, and people would just show up and goof around. So people just weren't in the right headspace. And it's like, as a captain, like, my coach wanted me to hold them accountable and stuff, but, there's only so much I can do. Like, if I repeat myself 3 times and they're not going to listen, then there's no point in me even saying anything. So I just feel like, people weren't taking it serious. I feel like people don't take high school sports in general as serious as they do college sports.
So to my understanding, that you believe that everyone on the team wasn't on the same page and basically like they weren't giving it their all. So
right.
So what would your prediction be like if everyone came in and worked just as hard as you and some other players on the team who had said that they worked hard? So what do you think would have been different about the season if everyone locked in and played as hard as they could
have? We would have probably won region, made it to playoffs. Maybe not win, but we would have definitely made it to playoffs.
Okay. My question, my first question right here. At what age did you get introduced to soccer, and when did you realize you could be good at it?
I was introduced to it. I couldn't really give you like a specific age, but I was really young because obviously growing up in Africa, soccer is a big thing over there. So I would never, I'd play like with my friends like in the street and stuff, but I never really joined like an academy over there. Like, I'd play for fun, and I wasn't necessarily like the greatest. I wasn't good at all, actually, but I realized I could be good at it when I got here in 6th grade when I moved to Georgia. Well, not 6th grade, but I think it was around 8th grade. It was because, you can play JV sports in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And that's just, it was just up from there, to be honest. After that season, it was constant improvement.
So how hard was it for you to transition from living in Africa to coming over to Georgia, southern United States? Obviously a lot of slang is spoken here, a lot of broken English, and that's everywhere in America. Right. But specifically the South has a kind of dialect that might be hard for some people to understand. So how did you kind of make that transition from Africa to Georgia, where you live at now?
It wasn't easy at first. Definitely not. I got here, and I think between the span of like 6th and 7th grade, I gained like 40 pounds, maybe even more. And it was just like a big culture boom, because it's like I wasn't really familiar with fast food, you know what I mean? So when I got here, I just started eating a whole bunch of bull crap, got fat, and on top of that, I was the new African kid. That wasn't easy either. But, everything happens for a reason. And I'm glad I went through that because, that makes me the person I am today.
Okay. And this is my next real question for you. So, what kind of impact do you believe you make on the field, and how do you think this will translate to the next level?
What kind of impact I make on the field?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not scared to take risks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of people play it safe. Or a better way to put it is like a lot of players these days are products of an academy, or like some kind of like training program. So it's like a lot of players, they play very robotically. Does that make sense? It's like I feel like a lot of players, they're like, I don't really know how to explain it.
No, I think I understand what you're saying because I feel like that's a thing in like a lot of sports where like people, I guess they try to be too fundamental. I guess.
Right.
That's the word you were looking for.
Yeah, fundamental. It's like you gotta have fun with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I personally feel like you play at your best when you're having fun, when you're not worried about making a bad pass or making a bad play. I feel like you should just like enjoy your time on the field or on the court, because a lot of kids want to be in the position you're in. So it's like, I feel like you should really enjoy and cherish really every second that you get to play the sport you love.
Yeah, I can see that because when you're playing too fundamental or you're trying too hard to impress or whatever, that can make you tense and like you can be scared. And
Exactly.
When you play scared, you're never gonna play at your best.
Exactly.
All right. My next question: for an athlete like you who played in quarantine, did it affect you in any type of way?
Yes, it did. Because after the quarantine, my bad. Because actually, not after the quarantine, before the quarantine. Because quarantine hit what, our 10th grade year, right?
Yeah.
So that year, Eagles Landing Soccer was actually on a roll.
I remember.
And quarantine hit. I got a little sad, because I was kind of bummed. And I stopped working out, eating whatever I wanted again. That wasn't very good. But I made up for it. I got back in shape for junior year, but ended up breaking my collarbone junior year and missed out on most of that season.
Yeah, I know that was tough. How hard was it to come back from that injury?
Especially the injury itself wasn't like, it wasn't like nothing crazy. It's just that like my collarbone just cracked like straight in half. Like the bone didn't even move. It just had a crack right down the middle.
Right.
And how tough it was coming back from that injury. I mean, it wasn't like I said, it wasn't like debilitating or nothing. Like I could still move my arm and stuff. But I just say like the biggest thing now is I still get phantom pains. But other than that, I'm good. It took me 5 weeks.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
I guess I'll ask my next question. So, how different was the level of competition at high school, or I guess I should say at the high school level, versus in any outside leagues or AAU teams that you played with? Like, was the AAU or the high school kind of like higher, or were they about the same?
I'd say AAU was a little tougher, because what people don't understand is like, if somebody says I play for an AAU team, that don't necessarily mean their team is good or they good.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why because last season was like my first time playing club here. And I just thought it was going to be just crazy competition. But actually, a lot of the teams we played, had, I don't want to say mediocre, but very mediocre level of play.
Okay. Because a lot of people make it seem like AAU was like way tougher, but I guess in your experience, it wasn't that much
I
tougher.
guess.
Or was it that your team was really good?
No, actually, our team wasn't even that great, to be honest. I just feel like I said, it's like it all depends on where you are, because obviously, soccer here in Georgia is not going to be the same as soccer in LA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing for AAU, because it's like with soccer, it's not like everybody plays under one league. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the MLS next, which is basically like the highest level you can play. Then you have NPL, then you have SECL, and then you have all the smaller leagues under. I played for SECL, but the thing is, I feel like I got cheated out of, an opportunity, especially with the club, because people also have to realize, like, a lot of this club stuff it's really all about connections. Like, you can be garbage, but if your parents know people or they got money to pay out of pocket, you're definitely going to be playing up.
All right, so my next question, many people probably want to know this question. Know the answer to this question. Yeah. Your junior year, you decided to drop football and go all in soccer. What went into that decision?
What went into that decision? Funny thing is, you mean senior year?
Oh, senior
year. Yeah. What went into that decision? After, obviously, we got a new coaching staff. Didn't really get along with the coaching staff, and I kind of I guess you could say fell out of love with kicking, because I really enjoyed it, honestly. But, the coaching staff just made it a pain to be at practice. So after I realized that wasn't what I wanted to do anymore, I was just like, soccer is like the only thing I have right now. So might as well go all out in that. Because if I get, in whatever crazy world, if I get to play this game of soccer for the rest of my life and get paid for it, like, I'd be the happiest man in the world.
Very interesting. So, okay. So you basically decided, you know what, I just want to focus mostly on soccer. I don't really like the coaches. And that's what you want to do.
Exactly.
Okay. My next question, what's some advice you would leave for the underclassmen next year coming up their senior year?
Coming up their senior year? Do you mean like sports-wise or just school-wise?
Sports-wise.
Sports-wise.
Both. Actually, both.
Both? All right. So sports-wise, first of all, I want them to realize, like, this is your last year. Like, after this, if you don't get a scholarship or if you don't walk on somewhere, and even then, walking on is very hard. So if you don't commit now to make sure that, you can get a scholarship or you can be set, you might as well not even play the sport, to be honest.
It's reality.
That is the reality.
Because the thing is, it's like you'll join a team and you'll be like, I'm just here, just, have fun. But you're not realizing that the kids next to you really want to, like they want to go to college for this. Like, they're taking it serious. And you're just here just to be here, just to take up space. And that's just not cool, to be honest.
So you're basically like, if they're not taking it serious, then they shouldn't play the sport.
Right. Like, if you're not going to take it serious, yeah, you might as well not even. Don't waste your time or your coach's time or your teammates' time.
Yeah, I can see that, because, see, here's the thing about soccer is, like, when you're talking about playing at the highest level, there's just so much competition.
Exactly.
You're literally competing with the entire world. And I know that's every sport, but especially in soccer, seeing as it's so popular, like, all around the world.
Right, like soccer is really like a global, like it's really like everywhere.
Right, like every country is going to play soccer, or in football, they call it football in some other country. Like, pretty much every country is going to play soccer. So there are going to be kids who want to go to the Olympics or to, I'm not sure what the biggest league is necessarily, but whatever that might be. Like,
it's overseas.
It's overseas.
Like in the it's like playing in like the UK or France or Spain.
Okay, so yeah, like there are kids all around the globe who want to reach that level. So
that's what I'm saying.
Taking it serious, then I mean, I can completely see what you're saying here.
Yeah, and one more piece of advice I got for upcoming seniors, and not even just for upcoming seniors, just for upcoming players in general. Don't focus on yourself, because especially as a very competitive athlete, it's hard to not walk on the field and be like damn, that nigga's tough, or he's good, he's really good, he might be better than me, you know what I mean? I feel like you should just play to your strengths and just have fun playing the game.
And what would you say is some general advice, just for seniors? Because I don't think you really answered that part. Just for seniors in general who don't play sports.
Just do your work. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Just do your work, because too many people not walking this year, and that's sad.
That is very sad.
Yeah.
But back into the interview. If you can you harp on your recruitment process so far?
Yes. Actually, I am in the process of making a decision right now. But the recruitment process itself, for me, didn't start until senior year, actually. Because, like I said, it's very complicated, especially when it comes to soccer. Because most of the time, if you don't have a good team, if your team isn't winning, then you're just plain and simply not going to get looked at. And so this year I really decided to buckle down, and this, I'm not sponsored or anything, but if you think you can afford getting an NCSA profile, do it. You gotta know what NCSA is, right?
Oh,
yeah,
I've
seen
it.
I use it for a little bit.
If you can make yourself an NCSA profile, go ahead, because that helped me a lot. If I would have made an NCSA profile my sophomore year, life would have been sweet right now.
All right, this is my last question.
Go ahead.
What was your favorite moment on and off the field this year? No, actually, just do a high school.
On and off the field. Let's see. My favorite moment on the field was probably this year, senior year, when we played Locust Grove as our first region game. It was late in the second half, and we were down 5-1 anyway, but the goalie cleared the ball. I brought it down around half field and just dribbled through 6 people and tapped it in the goal.
Sheesh.
Yeah, you gotta send us that clip if you got it, man.
No cap, yeah.
And that one's gonna make it into the video. But Gavin, if you don't have any other questions, then we can go ahead and close this one out.
Favorite moment off the field too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, off the field. Let's see, off the field. So what? Does this still have to pertain to my sport, or can it just be high school in general?
No, just high school in general.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite moment off the field. Now, favorite moment off the field was probably sophomore year. We just beat who was it? We just beat Jones County 5-0 away game. And we were turned on that bus. I got a clip of that too, if I can find it.
Okay. Bro, y'all sophomore year was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. For
that's it. It feels like just yesterday we were freshmen. It's crazy.
Man, yes.
It feels just yesterday that I was giving Nate buckets in gym.
All right.
That's crazy.
Let's not even sit here and lie for the camera.
Lie.
That man Roddy had that shot, man.
Oh gosh, Gavin know what's up.
That man Roddy had that shot in him.
Well, all right, we're gonna go ahead and close out this interview. Gavin, do you have any last questions for Roddy?
Nah, I just want to thank him for participating in this interview. Y'all follow his social medias down below. Yeah.
All right, and with that being said, Roddy, thank you for coming on the show. Do you want to pronounce your name one last time for everyone in the audience?
All right, Roddy Ndombou.
Ndombou, okay. Thank you so much, bro. We wish you success in
your
future.
Future. Thank you. You too.
And with that being said, this is Anything Goes, and we out.